Hey guys, welcome to the Be Your Own Hero podcast. I wanted to come on and do a solo episode today and really more of just a reflection of the journey I've been on so far with releasing the book. At the time of this recording, it is December 11th. So we are just over 2 months since releasing Lion of Fire. I still have to pinch myself. I feel like I'm still having what I would call out of body experiences where it's so hard to believe that this is my life now and this is the things that are, going on, the opportunities that I have. I have been really grateful to have my book be featured in some local or even regional independent bookstores. And I have some awesome events that I have coming up in the next few weeks into January as well. But I just wanted to spend a little time reflecting on my learning, and hopefully this will be valuable for you to kind of pick through some of that and see what's coming up for you, what might be some learning that you can take away in your life. I think the biggest thing that I've learned so far is as much as I tried to plan for this book release, for the actual release and these months that have followed with all of the outreach and promotion I've tried to do, as much as I've tried to plan all that, nothing really went exactly as I imagined it would. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's just kind of the way that things have happened. And it's just a good reminder that, in life we try to make these plans and we try to make things like fit into boxes. And life doesn't work out exactly as you want it to. It's not a perfect little world. I really have learned a lot about planning and being able to detach yourself from the outcome. I've always struggled with that concept. And I think that you hear that a lot out in the personal development world, in the business world, of how to strive for your goals and set goals for yourself, make a plan, but yet still detach yourself from the outcome. So I've definitely learned the most about that in the past couple months, because certainly made lots of plans for this book and the subsequent weeks and months that follow to try to promote it and get it out there. And nothing happened exactly as I had planned to. And that's okay, because I know that I have put in the work. So I think that's what kind of became a light bulb moment for me, is detaching myself from the outcome is me trusting myself that I'm putting in the work and I'm putting in the right kind of things, the right effort, the right mindset, all of these things that are actually in my control. I can only control my mind, my thoughts, my actions. So trusting myself that I'm doing all of those things and the rest of it's out of my hands. So I just have to worry about doing the work. I don't have to worry about the timing of it all. And that was just, it sounds really simple, and it almost sounds like, okay, well, why didn't I really grasp that concept before? Because it's so simple, right? But I think when you're pursuing a dream that does feel very out there, like pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone more than you've ever done before, which I would say that releasing a book into the world definitely falls into that category. It just puts so many different things into a perspective that you've never had to think about before, because this is all uncharted territory. So it's just been this reminder for me, as much as I have made plans and set goals in my life, experiencing it in a whole new way with releasing the book has reminded me that my only job, the only thing that I have to worry about, is just doing the work. The timing is not up to me. The outcome is not up to me. And it's kind of freeing if you really think about it. On a surface level, it sounds negative, and I think maybe that was my holdup in the past, because I definitely believe in a positive mindset. And I think that I was kind of holding on to like, oh, this is gonna be the outcome, and just wanting to manifest it. And again, manifesting, visualization, all that stuff's important because it all, gets you into that right mindset. But by releasing control of the outcome, it really does free you up to just focus on the work. So I think that I have found a deeper level of commitment for myself by trusting myself in that regard. I'm just gonna do this work. I've made a plan around these are the things that are in my control of the type of promotions that I'm going to do, the type of events that I'm going to do, the type of reader that I'm going to try to reach out to, and I'm on Instagram and things like that. Those are all of the tactics that I can use and strategy that I can use that is real actionable stuff. But the outcome of all of those actions is not in my control. And by letting go of that, it keeps me in a positive mindset because I don't get disappointed. I mean, that's the goal, not doing this perfectly by any means, but that's the whole point behind it is you're not going to get disappointed and feel that the negative emotion of that disappointment or rejection, or at least you're not going to feel that a lot of the times. And if you do feel it, you're going to be able to move quickly past that and get back into a positive frame of mind. So that's the point here, is that by letting go of the outcome, because I can't control that, I'm going to let go of that disappointment. So that means that I get to stay in a more positive frame of mind more of the time, which it's it's that like cycle that's going to feed into the output, the type of work that I do, the output of that work. What's the level of that work? Because if I'm in a positive frame of mind, the level of that work is going to be much higher because I'm in a better place. I've often said this in my real estate business, by taking time out to make sure I'm taking care of myself, self-care in the sense of knowing what your limits are when you need to rest, when you need to have some downtime. By making sure I take care of myself and take care of those things that are important to my life, to my business, to my relationships, that's going to help me serve my clients even better. So it's not a negative by taking time away from doing a business activity. It's positive because it's filling my soul up, which, the stuff of the book is doing that. So it's filling my soul up so I can be the best version of myself out in the world for my clients, for my husband, for my friends, for my family. So yeah, that's definitely something that I have been learning a whole lot about with this book launch. And I feel like such a different person, even in these several months that have been leading up to the book launch. I would say in May is when I really hit the ground running, prepping for the book launch. So just reflecting back on this year and thinking about how I started the year and where I am now, I feel like a different person. And it's so crazy because like such a short amount of time, really, when you think about it. But I think that's a testament to when we do push ourselves outside of our comfort zone and, keep taking actions to pursue these things that we know, like we have a calling on our heart, like this is important. You're going to grow leaps and bounds more when you do that, when you embrace those opportunities in your life than if you don't. And everyone's going on their own journey. So there is no judgment for how long it takes you to get from point A to point B in your life. But that would be my encouragement, is just to, when you're mindful of this stuff, reflecting, journaling, it just helps you have a lot more awareness, which means that you're going to grow at a faster rate when you have that awareness. Having a mentor in your life, someone that you can, lean on and share some of these struggles with, get advice for, kind of give you that gut check of, ooh, maybe I'm not showing up to the best of my ability in this area. I would definitely encourage, if you don't already have a mentor in your life, or if you're working with a professional coach, that's even better. That's what I've had for years, and I'm a big, big advocate for that. But yeah, you're going to see a lot more personal growth when you prioritize that stuff in your life, and pushing yourself outside of the box that we keep putting ourselves in. I'm really grateful for the journey of personal development that I've been on this year, and that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't allow this opportunity into my life of publishing the book. And I've shared this in another podcast and in some other interviews and things, just with the theme of coming of age and kind of coming into your own for Riley Jordan, the main character in my book. That's so just parallels with the journey that I've been on. And I think that it's just really important for us to embrace that in our lives, to be willing to go on that journey of self-discovery. Again, that's why I titled this podcast Be Your Own Hero. No one's coming to save you. I'd love, we live in the world of fantasy, as a fantasy author, I love all that stuff. And it's so fun to read and to be in that world. But from the reality is, no one's coming to save you. That's why it's important to have awareness and write down and reflect what your goals are, what your commitments are, because you can only control your actions and your thoughts. And so if we lean into that, I promise, if you have that commitment level of things that you are going to do that are important to you, you're going to start seeing those positive results. It's just a matter of time. So again, you're releasing yourself from worrying about that timing and what that outcome is going to be, but just focusing on doing the work. And, as a Christian, for me, I can trust in God that He's got a plan for my life and trust that timing. So I think, whatever that means to you in your world, just think about it that way. Like, you're gonna let go of the timing, and you're just gonna trust that everything is gonna work out exactly as it should be, and for your good. That is what I believe. And I have seen that play out in my life time and time again. And in particular, in a time right now where there's a lot of change going on in my life and my business, because I chose to launch and release a book. I'm working on book 2. I'm still out here trying to promote the book and spread the word. And so I'm every day having to remind myself of this learning, to not get discouraged, to keep doing the things that I know are important to do to spread the word about the book, because I can't control the timing of that, that growth and my audience growth for readers to find the book. So I am out here actively living out this learning every single day, reminding myself to not get discouraged, to keep going, because I definitely believe that consistency is the key there. So if you're consistent in your actions, success becomes inevitable. And the reason why that's true is because, again, you can't control the timing. So there's not a timeline on that. There's not a deadline attached to that. It's just keep doing the work, because if you're consistent, your success is inevitable at that point, because you never gave up. I hope that is valuable for you. I hope that you can find some ways to apply that into your life. This has been, again, such an amazing journey to be on, and I'm going to keep sharing my learning along the way. And of course, we'll have other amazing guests on the podcast to try to take a deeper dive into some of these other topics. It's just common things that we all go through, obstacles that we put in our own paths, these little mindset, things of imposter syndrome and all of that. So I look forward to continuing to delve into these topics and hopefully bring some more awareness so that we can keep growing together. So I'll catch you next time on the next podcast. Happy holidays, everyone. Bye.